Viewer discretion advised. This video includes real footage of medical care. While it's not graphic, it may be sensitive for some viewers. Another day, another colostomy bag change. Because life with a baby, having 2 stomas doesn't follow a script.
So right here, I can see discoloration on the outside of his shirt. Just circled it in red. I know that means that there is a leakage. And yes, I can see the poop on the inside of his shirt. And also coming through the duoderm, there's a leakage from his ostomy bag. Right here, I'm just removing his pacifier holder from his shirt. Next, I'm going to carefully roll underneath the t-shirt, tucking it under, so that I can carefully remove it over his head without getting any poop on his face or any other part of his body. Now I'm putting on a clean t-shirt so that I can tuck his arms under. I can roll his arms up in the t-shirt because as you can see, he is very active. So I need to either give him something to hold to distract him or just roll his arms underneath the t-shirt. Roll them up. Oh, good. So there you have it. His arms are rolled under, rolled up in the t-shirt. So I'm starting to remove the ostomy bag, and the first place I go to is where the leak is. That's the easiest part to start at, where you see the leak. So I'm just peeling it back as I'm using the adhesion remover pad. Oh, just hold on here. And I'm wiping as I'm lifting up the ostomy bag. But that's the easiest place to start, is where the leak is. You are. You. And I'm I'm opening up another adhesive remover pad, and I'm going to keep wiping and cleaning all around his stoma. I'm wiping and cleaning his skin. It's always best to use gloves to do this part. And I don't be careful. Trust her. I'm not concerned about her. That's too hard. Oops, looking for that's what so much. Oh, no. Hold on. So, all this past. And it's huge. Once again, I mentioned it in another video that the discoloration around his stoma that comes from the protective barrier. So how about this? Clean. Everything that happened. So right here, I'm just patting it, wiping it with a gauze pad. Just a plain dry gauze pad. Just wiping around it, wiping any residue that I see. Sometimes when you're using the adhesion remover pad, it will leave like a little residue, like rolls. And so the gauze pad will usually get it up, or I just pick it up with my finger. So I'm covering up the stoma with a gauze pad, just in case there's some leakage, meaning poop. So now I'm wiping the area with a skin prep pad, and this helps to make the protective barrier stick better to his skin. So once you apply that, then you just fan it to dry it off. To speed up the drying process, you just fan it. So I'm carefully placing the protective barrier over his stoma, and this is the poop stoma. As you can see, his hands came out of the tuck and roll that I did with his onesie. So now while I apply the new colostomy bag, I have to also protect it because his hands are going everywhere. I'm taking the gloves off because the removing the sticky tabs off of the colostomy bags, they always get stuck to the glove. Okay, so now I'm carefully placing the colostomy bag over his stoma, being very careful to get the bag on top of the protective barrier. The protective barrier protects his skin from poop getting on his skin. So you definitely want to make sure that the ostomy bag is on top of the complete protective barrier. Now I'm applying the Duoderm, and it's just 2 pieces. But this gives you some extra protection, gives you some extra time for leakage to protect any type of leakage coming out. It's like once you see that, the poop is leaking through the protective barrier, it's time to change it. So I'm just being careful not to take down the ostomy bag as I put the Duoderm on. I'm trying to give him a teething ring, anything I can to keep him occupied. Sometimes he's sleeping through the whole process. Other times I will prop a bottle up and give him some more milk, and he's okay, and I try to finish this. Right here, he's just pooped. And that quick time, he has pooped. So you can see the poop flowing into the ostomy bag. And this is the ostomy bag I just put on. So I got that on just in the right amount of time, which is okay. I'm just glad I got the bag on before he started pooping. You don't have to change both ostomy bags at the same time, but I'm changing the fistula because I did notice some poop on the fistula colostomy bag on his skin that leaked from the other one. So I don't want poop sitting on his abdomen, so I'm going to remove this one as well. And I'm going to start where it's the weakest, and it's the weakest right here, where the poop from the other ostomy bag leaked onto this one. So I'm just wiping and lifting up the ostomy bag.
Oops, I just realized that I did not put my gloves back on.
So here I am circling the size of his stoma on the protective barrier, and I'm going to cut that. And I said in another video that when he was in a NICU unit, they advised us that it's not a good practice to pre-cut the holes out of the protective barriers, because the stomas can shrink and they can get larger. So if you don't have a whole lot of protective barriers, or, just measure and then cut. He has a little hiccups right now. So I'm going to try again to tuck and roll his arms in his onesie so he doesn't get in my way. It is challenging when they're this active. It's right here. Once again, I'm using the adhesion remover pad, and I'm wiping his skin and lifting the bag at the same time. Hurt you out with your heart. So I'm just wiping all around the stoma. And I just placed a gauze pad on top of the fistula stoma. And this fistula stoma is the one that the leakage that comes from this is just like a milky, mucousy discharge. I'm sorry. So it's the right color, perfect size, pinkish, reddish. And I'm just cleaning really, really good around his skin. I just felt so much. That connection, sharing one branch on the front line. It's love. Duration. It was amazing. Yes, everybody was here and they were all watching. So on the average, we would change out his ostomy bags. They would stay on for about 3 or 4 days. Sorry, it's not the coverages. He's how you're rich could have been besides off you. And it just depends if it leaks or if there's a really strong smell coming from it, we would change it. Or if he just pulls the bag off, and that's happened several times. So we always would keep a onesie on him, never just a t-shirt. Trying to minimize his access to the bag is crucial. You go through all this hard work, and then he just rips it off in a matter of seconds. So there's been plenty of times where I've turned my back to him just to get an outfit out of the closet. 6 seconds. I turn back around. He's smiling, holding the ostomy bag in his hand. So what I just did was applied the skin prep, fanned it to speed up the drying process, and now I'm placing the protective barrier on top. I'm also guarding it so that he doesn't hit it with his toy, or his pacifier doesn't touch it, or he just doesn't reach down and grab at it. So I'm guarding it right now. looking for a gauze pad so I saw a little discharge, so I'm trying to keep the protective barrier dry, at least until I can get the colostomy bag on top of it. That way the colostomy bag will stick better. So I'm removing the sticky tabs off of the bottom of the colostomy bag, and I'm going to place it directly on top of the protective barrier. So it's not going to go on top of the skin. It's going to go all the way around on top of the protective barrier. And I'm just smoothing it out with my fingers to make sure, applying just a little pressure to make sure it is stuck. It is secure. The skin prep does leave a white filmy residue on his skin. So I'm just using a baby wipe to just kind of go around both bags to clean it up off of his skin. Now I'm just showing you how long the bags are, and if you can hear the crunchiness that the bags make, that attracts him, and he likes to play with the bag. And we always fold it inward, so that because it's long enough so it'll wrap around his back, and he spends a lot of time on his back already, and it will leave imprints from the end caps on his back. So we just fold it inward. Okay. So that sound was, he just passed gas, and that's what it sounds like when he passes gas in his bag, in the colostomy bag. I just pulled the end cap off of the poop stoma bag, colostomy bag. It does inflate, so I'm just releasing some of the air out of the ostomy bag. But that's what it sounds like when he passes gas in a bag. Remember, he does not have an anus, so it's not going to come from his butt. And just remembering to put the cap back on so that there's no leakage of poop. And now I'm just tidying up and discarding all of his waste in the absorbent pad. And this concludes our video. Thank you for watching.
Please like, share, or subscribe to follow our journey. And if you found this helpful, we'd love for you to support or share our GoFundMe. Link in the description.